Alright, so I hope you guys are having a great day. This subject came up because someone was talking to me and they kind of threw out this comment. And before I get into saying anything, I'd hope that you guys know me by now, but I'm going to just start the video off saying it so everything's nice and clear. I'm not getting down on anyone and I'm not berating anyone. I'm not saying anything in any derogatory way at all about this remark. What it was is it caused me to reflect back on when I had those very same thoughts, and I just want to bring awareness to maybe some realities that I wish I had understood when I was saying this very same thing. So the gentleman that I was talking to, he mentioned, he said, yeah, I'm looking at probably starting my own business, just because the person that I'm working with right now, I'm doing everything pretty much. I'm pretty much running the entire business myself, and I'm just making him rich. That was his comment. So come crashing back into my memory was all the times that I said, man, I could do this so much better. I could do this better. I could run the job better. I could be more efficient. I'm pretty much doing everything anyways. I should start my own business, and I'll just be so much more profitable, and people will like me so much more for doing the job efficiently. They'll like me more because I could save them money and I can make myself more money because I was making the man rich. Well, I'm sure there's plenty of people that are going to throw comments in below and will add with their own stories to my story. One, most commonly, the owner of the business is not getting rich off of your back. Just from where I sit, I can see so much differently now being on the other side, being a business owner. I don't have any employees, but the first thing that would happen for me when I do take on employees is, one, this is my responsibility to keep this guy busy and paid and fed. Like, him and his family are now my responsibility. So that weight alone, if you just remove money from the equation, the weight alone of the responsibility of a human being, an individual, and his family's livelihood, that is a big, big responsibility. So you have that responsibility. Then on top of that, the owner is probably, I know for a fact, because I'm doing it, is paying for covering his share of the taxes, which is 50% of the taxes. If you're a business owner, you have to cover all the taxes, your employment taxes. So you're only paying 7.3%, or a little over 7%. As a business owner, you're paying the full 15.3%. So that's another thing, is he's taking on the burden of paying taxes for having you. Then on top of that, you have workers' comp, which is something that's required by almost all states that I'm aware of, that he has to have. So then again, there's more responsibility. But let's just say for a fact that I'd been ready, fully ready to take on all that I could cover my own taxes, the full portion, the full 15.3% employment tax, that I was fully ready to cover myself with workers' comp. I was fully ready to cover myself with my general liability insurance. I had it all figured out. I was ready. Which, disclaimer, I was not. That is a lot of responsibility that I can't even begin to explain to you. You won't understand until you've gone through it yourself. But anyways, trying to keep it to the side of coming from that point being I could do it better. I'm doing anything anyways. Look, the biggest thing that I misunderstood about business, and you've heard me talking about it before, and if you haven't, I want to take this episode to kind of explain it, is doing your job, reading prints, layout, welding, fabricating, fitting, moving materials, picking materials, demolition, installation, painting, insulation, whatever it may be, hanging hangers for pipe, I'm just kind of spitballing things that I've had to do for all of that. If you feel like you're doing everything and you could do it better, I can guarantee you all of that, as hard as you may think that is, that's the easy stuff. Man, if I could stay hooked up all day just doing my job, my service, welding, I'd have an easy life. I really would. Being on the other side of it, seeing now that doing a job is really the easiest part of business. What you don't realize when you say that, or what I didn't realize when I said that I could be, I could do it better. I was doing everything anyways. I might as well do it. Where I was ignorant was the fact that nearly, I want to say at least 50%, but probably more edging on 70%. The bigger majority of business is not the service or thing created. It's not service done or thing created. It is in getting sales. So unless you have clients, unless you have relationships with clients, unless you have, merchandisers or whatever that could buy your product or whatever it is that you feel you can do better, unless you have those, your business is null and void. You could not do everything they could because you're pretty much doing it anyways. The thing that they're doing that's more valuable than you feeling like you're getting run to the ground is they're putting work in front of you. That is extremely important. The ability to find clients, customers, people to buy the product, whatever situation it is, the ability to sell and the ability to keep work in front of the owner himself and his employees, that is the skill set that is the most valuable. That's the one that's most valuable. So if you do not have that skill set or do not have that, whatever they used to call Rolodex or whatever, those numbers, those relationships, you actually can't do what he does better, because what he does is not doing the work. The work's the easy part. That's why he employed me. He employed me to do the work because the owner, is so busy getting work in the door. And if you cannot get work in the door, you should not look into starting a business, because without getting work in the door, you have nowhere to do work or no one to do work for. Like I said, I've talked about this subject before and just want to kind of reiterate it because it was just a conversation that had just come up recently. Really hit me sideways on all the memories and all the spite that I had, and just want to kind of jog everyone's mind and make you think a little bit that if you're wanting to start a business, do my number one thing. I always say this. I talk about this with all my friends, with my wife. It's just how I attack life is always run to something. Never run from something. If you're running from something, you're never going to get the results that you're hoping or wish that you'll get. You'll ultimately get the results that are byproduct of just doing something out of spite and hate. If you do something because you're inspired to, when you're running towards something, that's when you should do it. But if you're running from something, I guarantee you the grass is not greener on the other side. You will not find what you're looking for, and you will not find the fulfillment that you think that thing will give you by running away from something into something. Run towards something. Be inspired for it. And if you are, you're on the right track. Anyways, that's all I got to say about this video on this subject today. Hope you guys continue to have an amazing rest of your day. I'm going to jump off here now and get back to work. I will talk to you later.